Alright, let's go ahead and get started. There's a lot on your tabletop, and there's a lot that we're going to cover. There's a lot of like little random bits and pieces though, okay? Okay, so, on your tabletop, again, alcohol, hand sanitizer, if we don't have alcohol, it's fine. If you need to take this home, take it. We've got tons of them. You have your little box. If you'll go ahead and take out one of the strips, we're going to fill it up today. Okay? You have your gel brushes with your stamper, your scraper, and your lights. That is already on your tabletop with your napkin. You can use scissors or you can rip your package in a minute. You have the white lint-free wipes. These are pink ones. Product. A zip baggie, because this palette is going to go in the zip baggie, and then you have your mail, your Halloween mail. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with some of this stuff. First, let's take a look at one of your lint-free wipes. So, take a lint-free wipe. I know yours is white, and try to rip it. You can't rip it. Like a napkin. When you rip a napkin, the napkin has lint on it. So when you're working with gel, you don't want the lint that is coming off on your nails. Therefore, you use the lint-free wipe. It's very durable. It is not reusable. You use it, wipe it, and you toss it. As you run out, I'll give you more. There are different colors and different textures. This is just one of them. Okay? All right, let's take a look at your nail wheel. With your nail wheel, what we're going to do is, there's a Sharpie on your table, so go ahead and write your name in the middle. And here's your wheel, and here are your nail tips. You should have 5. A Sharpie, is there a tube on the table behind you? Here, you can borrow this one. Alright, so your new nail wheel. This is going to be the October project, okay? In no way, shape, or form are these durable. These are meant to be interchangeable. So the nail tips have 2 little holes, okay? The female part, the male part is what they call like plugs. Those are just the actual name for it. So you're going to pop it in, okay? Through the month of October, when we do different nail art, we're going to do it on these nails. The goal is that when we're done this month with all of our nail art, you're going to have a seasonal display. So it'll be Halloween themed. If you don't celebrate Halloween, yours will be fall. So all of these nails will have a specific art of some sort. Decal, sticker, gem, technique, something. But it'll be themed. It'll be Halloween themed. So this will have how many ever nail tips this is. And it's something that you can put at your station, and you can say, hey clients, this is what I can offer. Which one do you want? These are the prices for the nails, because the price will be on the back of the nail. Okay? So, at the end of the month, you're going to get a rubric, and the rubric will list the things, and then we'll grade them as we go. Okay? It is interchangeable. So, you can take these tips off, and then when you get the December one, I'll do all the December art. You get your little December package. You are then going to pop on your December nail tips, and then you have a December display. Does that make sense? Okay. So that is how that works. You have 5 nail tips. Does everybody have 5? You put your name somewhere on it and somewhere in the middle, and you have popped your nail tips on. These are now going to go in a zip baggie, because very easily they pop off. Now this is for a display, meaning it's here, you look at it, you're not going to allow your client to hold it, touch it, feel it, because they pop off, they could lose them, okay? So seal it, and that goes in your kit, because you're going to randomly grab it, pick it up, use it, etc. Okay? Now let me show you on the board. I have the first 5 nails. So I know we have fall break. Some of you guys want to get your beauty rest and don't want to do anything, that's totally fine. Some of you guys want to do something at home. You want to come pick up your kit, you want to work on your nail, that's fine. You can take some of this stuff home today, okay? And you can get ahead. You'll have class time to work on it, but you can get ahead should you choose, okay? each one of these first 5 nails are going to have the 5 things that we have learned thus far. The first nail, doesn't matter how you're going to put it in, but the first nail is going to be a transfer from your sheet. So I gave you guys at the beginning of the school year these transfer sheets. And you have your Halloween transfer sheet. So you're going to take one of these, create a transfer from the sheet, and you're going to put it on one of the nails. Okay, and I'm going to check you off. The second transfer that we learned is our transfer sheets, which are, oh, here. I had already given you one, and in your packet, in a minute, we're going to unpackage them, but you've got some more in there. So you take one of these, and you're going to put them on the second nail. Use on a different technique, so whichever technique you want to use is fine. The third nail up here says gold leaf foil. So then, the other day, you learned about gold leaf. Now, can I take a little design from my foil, put it on my nail, and then put gold leaf on it? Yes, you can. It just needs to have this on the nail, okay? Then the next one is stamp art. So you learn how to use the stamp plates. I know this is Christmas, but you learn how to do stamp plates, okay? So you're gonna pick a design and you're gonna stamp it on the nail. The fifth nail is gonna be ombre. So you're still using the stamp plate, but you're gonna do an ombre design where you have 2 different colors, you brush it, scrape it, and you've got an ombre effect. So those are the first 5 because you've learned those things. As we learn, we're going to add to our wheel. Now, I know we have the waiting nail project that is pending. Don't worry about it. Next week, we're going to finish that off. We're going to get to it. I promise. But in this supposedly Friday, I'm supposed to be getting in the shipment so I can have more items to give to you so you have more things to be able to work with. Okay, so it's not just so bare. Okay, so that's what this wheel is. Any questions about October nail art wheel? There's a lot of projects going on. You got the wedding one, this one, and then the glamour skull one. Okay. All right. So that's that. Let me share with you. Like, let me get this one out of the way. Share with you. I'm gonna go out and take the mark back. Okay. Let's say that you wanted to take some tape home. Now I understand that if you go to the store and you buy this big old hunk right here, it doesn't fit in your kit, right? But maybe you want some tape to take home because you're going to play or practice or whatever. You're obviously not going to take the whole thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a strip of tape, okay? And with your strip of tape, you're going to take a brush, a pencil, a marker, whatever. And put the strip of tape down, and you're going to roll it. And on the edge, you just put a little lip so you can peel it out. And then put this in your kit. Less space than this. So then you unroll it and you take your tape, whatever you need, so you can work on your designs and remove from the stamper, okay? That way you don't have to have this whole chunk in your kit, okay? All right, so we talked about the wheel, the tape, and your lint-free wipes. Let's now talk about your nail mail. Take your napkin, fold it like a taco. Okay, now let's take a look at your October nail mail. So I thought that was the cutest sticker ever. But you can either cut the bottom off, or it has 2 little tags right here. You can just rip it off and go ahead and pour it out into your napkin. Take one of your little squares. Open up your container, all 4 of them. And in your baggie, you got a few things. Okay? You need to separate your items. I have more charms than you do because I have one of each of all the ones that were available, but you have a few charms. They're metal. I'm going to show you this month how to create a charm display. Yeah, all of them. Because you're going to separate them and put everything in your little boxes. So you're going to learn how to create a charm display. So that way you can put that display on your table. And when your client sits down and she comes in and she wants, you know, a $30 nail set, a set of nails, She's going to see the little charms and say, oh my gosh, look, that's so cute. Look at the little hat. Look at the little pumpkin. You know what? Can I have one of these, please? Sure, of course. And the price is on there. And so then you take and you put that on the client. Baboom, you just made an extra 10 bucks or $5. It depends. If you have the little hand that has a diamond, the little skeleton hand that has the diamonds, then you charge more for that. If you have the little skeleton or the little bat, then smaller, you charge less. Okay? If you don't celebrate Halloween, I do apologize. I don't have any of the fall stuff coming in. So when we do your display, you don't have to do Halloween. You could just do a fall display. But you'll just have to change your designs daily in classes to what we're doing and what you'd like to do, and that will be totally fine. Okay? All right, so these are all of your little charms. So you're going to collect and group all of your little metal charms, and you're going to put all your little charms in a little container. Pick your little container, does not matter which one, and all of the metal charms go in there. You will be learning how to properly apply metal charms to the nail. Okay, it will come. Just can't teach you everything all at once, so eventually you'll learn it. But you have the charms now for Halloween. No, we are not going to use all of the charms. You will be left with a lot of art that you are able to have in your toolbox that you can use for later. Okay? All right. Then you have these little confetti pieces. They're little paper confetti cutouts. Bats, cats, witches' brooms, ghosts, pumpkins. They're made out of paper. They're a little bit shiny. They have a little bit of a glitter glare to it. There are different designs, and those are made out of paper. They're like confetti. So those easily bend, so be careful, they easily fold. But take them, collect them all, and put them in a little container. The different designs? Yes, as long as all the paper ones are together, all the metal ones together, and all the rubber ones together. Yeah. The other thing that you got in your baggie are these rubber or silicone gummies. They're different shapes. So there's skeletons, there's cats, skulls, bats, pumpkins. This little white face with the purple lines, is that a character of something? I don't know. It's not the Easter Bunny, and I didn't go on Christmas, so I figured it was Halloween. If it's not, I'm sorry, but I didn't know where else to put it. If it's not, I don't know, maybe it's one of them masks, like, right? Yeah, so anyway, I'm assuming it's Halloween. And if not, well then it's just a little character. Alright, so these are your little gummies. Okay? These are all, and you get more of these in your package because the kit that I got had a lot of them, and it's a cheaper product, so you got a bunch. The paper ones were a little bit more expensive, and I didn't have a lot of those, so you got a few. So separate all of those. It's going to take you a minute, and once you separate them, you're going to put them in one little container of your strip. Okay? Once you have those, you want to make sure to really pop and lock your little square boxes so nothing comes out. The last thing that you have in your baggie are a variety of little rectangular shaped foils, transfer sheets. You also had a longer one that I've previously given you. Some people don't like to bend these. I mean, you can, nothing's going to happen to them. So if you want to get a zip baggie and put all your foils in a zip baggie, or you want to keep them in your little bag, you can. It's totally up to you. You can take them, line them up, and fold them and squeeze them into the little box. That is fine too. Okay, again, nothing happens to them. It'll be fine. Okay, but again, like I said, some people don't like to do that. Now, I had to cut them into little pieces to make sure that everybody got as much as I could possibly give you from each roll, because each roll is a different design. And so that's why they're cut in little rectangles. Okay. All right, so as we're going along, as we're doing all the things, okay, we are going to use these as we go. The foil transfer sheet, we're not going to do them in class anymore because I already taught you how to use these. So I'm not going to say, hey, pull these out in class today. We're going to work on them. You already know how, but now I'm just giving you the product. Sorry I didn't give it to you before. I simply did not have them. Again, like I said, I'm waiting on a package. As soon as that comes in, it's supposed to be coming in on Friday. If I have more stuff, I will give you more stuff. So once you're ready, you're going to take that, you're going to fold it up, should you choose, roll it up, should you choose, and you're going to put it in your little bin. So you have a little rectangle now, a little rectangle strip. One has the gold leaf foil with all the 4 different colors, and then the other one has your Halloween. Now, if you start running out of space, zip baggies, little baggies, you can get you another compartment, another case. That's totally up to you. In the treasure box, there is another one of these cases. So if you dig in the treasure box, if I ever say, hey, go get something out, you can get another box. I think there's like 2 or 3 that I had extras of. Okay. So again, you will be getting these little bags as we go along. Okay, I got one of the gummies packed last night, so I was like, okay, I'm done with this one. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our silicone pads. So you have learned how to make a transfer with the plates. Now let's learn how to make a transfer with a silicone pad. So let's take a look at these pads. So these pads are made out of silicone. If you know how to handle silicone, you can make your own pad. You can, it's all big flower. I'm going to do this big flower so you can see it good. But what you're going to do, just like these gummies, right, the round gummies, not the paper, but the gummies, just like those gummies, you can create your own. You can customize a gummy. So I'm going to do a big flower. So everybody got one, so take a look. You can hold it up to the light. You can see the design a little bit better. I have a big flower that I'm going to do. Okay, it's a big, like, rose. I'm going to put it on my napkin. I also gave you gel. This is milk white. Okay. This is not poly gel, but it's not stamp art gel. So although it's the same container as the product from yesterday, it's not the same product. Okay. So this yesterday the viscosity was more runny in that product. This one is thicker, like even thicker than your palette. Okay. It's kind of like caramel, you know, when you tap on it and it has a string that comes out. It's kind of like that, so it's a little bit more hard to work with. But the way we get and prep these, we squeeze it, and I'll make sure it's nice and tight so it doesn't squeeze out. You're going to open it up. Hopefully it's clean on the inside. And what you're going to do, making sure to fill all the holes, you're going to fill in, you're going to squeeze, and you're going to fill in your holes, your divots, your openings, making sure that you don't leave behind any gaps, and you're just going to fill it in. Now you don't want to be wasteful and use too much product. Lexi, I'm coming with this one so you can have it, sweetheart. But you want to make sure that you use enough product that you're going to cover the entire hole. It's kind of like an off-white color. If anybody sees one of the little tubes, we are down a tube from last class period. Okay, so once you pour in and squeeze in your product, you're going to take your gel brush. Now, I prefer the square brush because I can feel I can like scrape it and smooth it out better than if I use a pointy brush. So take your brush, give the gel a second to settle down, to kind of like fill in any holes and gaps. If you take it, hold it up to the ceiling, you can even see if like you can see the light coming through, then you have a gap or there's not enough product on there. You can also see on the edges if you're like, oh yeah, that edge doesn't have any product. So just let it sit for a second, it'll level out. If you needed to spread it with your brush, you could spread it as needed or necessary on the edges or whatnot. You can wipe your brush, make sure your brush is on something so it doesn't touch the surface of the table. Now, we're not going to use our stamper. We're not going to use this. We don't need the stamper for this, but we do need the scraper. Now, when you use the scraper for this, because it is a silicone pad, it's squishy. When you scrape, be very gentle. Okay? Very gentle. Because, like on the stamp pad, we gotta like scrape to get rid of everything. Here, when I scrape hard, my pad, it bends, and then I'm scooping out the product. Does that make sense? Okay? So when I do this, I want to be gentle. Now let me give you a tip. And I learned this yesterday. I was watching a video and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. When you're working on a plate or a stamp pad or whatever, scrape starting from the middle of the pad outward. Don't scrape down. Like if I'm doing this design, don't scrape down. You're going to go from the middle of the pad outward. Keeps it cleaner. I didn't know. Okay? But you learn something every day. Alright, so I'm going to turn it around. So my gel is on this side. I can start from the middle of my pad. I'm going to gently scrape, and I'm going to wipe my scraper on my napkin. So I'm just going to barely, lightly set my scraper. I'm just going to scoop gently. I'm not going to apply any pressure. And then I'm just going to wipe off any excess. I'm not going to make it force anything. So let it just, any excess. But if there's no excess, I don't want to scoop. Okay, it's very sticky as well, the product. So if you get anything on you, you can take alcohol or hand sanitizer, since we don't have our alcohol, and the sticky comes off, okay? You're going to take your pad under your table, take your light under your table, and you're going to cure it for 60 seconds. The larger your design, the more product you have, maybe a little bit longer you want to leave it in the light. The smaller, you still need the minimum, but you may not need as much time. Okay, my flower is really big, so yeah, I'm going to cure for 60 seconds, a minute, but maybe it might need an extra 30 seconds, right? And that's okay. Not always, but you always do the minimum amount. And then I need to go move those tables so people can pass by in the hallway with all the tours that they're doing. So this is when you tell your clients, so how's it going? How's your friends? How are the kids? Love your hair color. So it's not like that weird awkward silence. As it's curing, what you're going to pull out, now here I did a heart, and this is an outline of a heart. Here I did a flower with the stem, and it's 3D. You can barely see it. Okay. And then here I have my pad. Now look, I'm gonna bend it, and look, it's starting to come out. Now if I bend it and I see that it's like gooey, gummy, wet, I need to cure it for longer. Okay? Here, this one obviously is really big, right? But when I look at the bottom side, I can see, ooh, I had an air pocket right there, I had a bubble there and there. So I did not fill in my stamp pad correctly when I poured my product in it. Okay? Now, it also is going to be sticky. So before you peel it, you can take your little napkin, your little wipe, and you can wipe the back of it to get the sticky off, or after you peel it, you can wipe the whole thing to get any sticky off of the gel. It's soft gel. That's a different term, but it's gummy. So just like the ones that you got in your packet, you do have the ability to bend it, and you can bend it to the curvature of the nail, which is cool. If you could do these, you can use these with acrylic, and you can put acrylic in here. Those don't bend. It's acrylic, like your teeth, like it doesn't bend. But gel, you're able to bend it. Okay? With this gel anyway. You can pre-make these, or you can make them in front of your clients. You just want to make sure
ADA attendance reminder.
That you test your products not in front of your client before you test them in front of your client, because if not, this could happen when you don't know your products. You're sitting there, she wants this flower, and then you're trying to peel it off, and you're trying to bend it, and y'all, Dostier, we tried everything. Tweezers, needles, picks, we can't take it out. Literally cannot take out this flower. It's stuck to the silicone. Why? I don't have an answer. I don't know. It shouldn't have happened. It's regular gel. It's just stuck on there. So that this doesn't happen to you in front of your client, make sure you test your products beforehand. Anytime you buy anything, test it out, push it to its limits. What does it do for you? What does it not do for you? What can you do with it? How can you push it? Okay? So you're not sitting there in front of the client like trying to like get it out and you're freaking out because it's not working and she's looking at you like you don't know what you're doing because you don't know how to pull it out. Okay? So I don't know why that happened, but it happened. Did everybody's come out? Okay, perfect. So again, you can pre-make them. So if I pre-make them, I can then, here's my 3 little designs, a heart, a flower, and a big flower. I can sell them. You can. I can package them and have them ready, and I can put them on a display on my station and say, these are the designs I have for this month, this week. Which one would you like? Okay, it's an extra way, a good way of making some extra money. Okay. Any questions about any of this? That is what I have for you for today. Okay. So if you want to take anything home, you're more than welcome to. I would take just what's on your tabletop. If you want to take your whole box home, you can. If you need tape, you can take some of the tape home. I showed you how. If you want to check out product, the gummy silicone stampers, the metal stampers, you can. Okay? They're on that table. I did bring all of my personal ones from home, and then I do have all the school ones. All I ask is please return it. That's all I'm asking. You can borrow it. All you gotta do is put your name on that sheet, put down what you're taking, put today's date. When you bring it back, I will go ahead and will mark you off and done. Anytime you want to borrow something, I only ask that you return it. Okay? That's all I have for you. Any questions? All right. The last thing that I just want to share is show